Exclusive new reporting on how Democrats are planning to take back the House in 2024. They're going on the offensive, targeting 31 Republican-held districts across the country, including the House seats now held by George Santos and Lauren Boebert. NBC's Sahil Kapoor joins me from Capitol Hill with more. You broke this news earlier today. So how do Democrats think they can win these races in 2024? What's the strategy?
Hey, Chris. Well, this is quite an ambitious target list by the Democrats. Their strategy, quite simply, is to portray Democratic candidates in the next House election as team normal and to portray Republican candidates as MAGA extremists or beholden to MAGA extremists. Of these 31 Republican-held districts, I'd break them down into three categories. They're the perennial swing districts that are just so closely divided, always going to be competitive. That includes David Schweikert over in Arizona around the Phoenix suburb. That includes Mike Lawler up in New York, just outside Manhattan. Then there are about more than a dozen Republicans who sit in districts that President Biden carried in 2020. That includes Don Bacon over in Omaha. It includes George Santos in Long Island. And then there's the category of modestly Republican-leaning districts where Democrats argue that the candidate, that the incumbent, is too extreme. That includes Scott Perry in Pennsylvania and, of course, Lauren Boebert in Colorado, who won her election last time around by just hundreds of votes. Now, it's early, and a lot of different factors are going to come into play here. Of course, the state of the economy, of course, presidential approval, and the question of who is at the top of the ticket. Let's put the statement up from the DCCC's executive director, Julie Merce, about former President Trump getting indicted, facing criminal charges. She tells me, quote, "If House Republicans want to spend their time in battleground districts defending their nominees' criminal behavior on top of their own failure to govern and deliver anything remotely helpful for working families, that is up to them," unquote. How are Republicans responding to all of this? Let's put their statement up on the screen from the Republican Campaign Committee Communications Director, Jack Pandal. He says it's Democrats are the ones who are extreme. They're going to try to tie Democratic candidates to crime, chaos, and skyrocketing costs. Who are voters ultimately going to believe here? Of course, these 31 districts, Chris, represent the outer limits of what Democrats can achieve. There are a whole host of separate Democratic incumbents who are going to have to be playing defense. And down the stretch, Democrats are going to have to make very difficult decisions about where to play offense and where to play defense.